Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm MrRedClaw. Welcome back to an episode of Formula 1 2021 My Team Career. This time for the Mexican Grand Prix. Before we get into it, head down below, like and subscribe. It does help out a lot, and let's get right into it. So here I am out for my flying lap around the Mexican Grand Prix over here. This is lap 2. On lap 3 there was basically a fast car. I'm pretty sure it was a McLaren. I'm pretty sure it was Daniel Ricciardo behind me, who basically tried overtaking me into the first corner, made me lose about 2/10 right into the first corner, and that was basically lap over for that. So this was my best lap out of the whole qualifying session over here. So I guess we're going to see how well it's going to stack up. But before I actually kind of get into the qualifying lap, I do have to say that I am going to get a 10th place grid penalty for this race, as I did of course have to change my controlled electronics for this race, because of course in the last race, if you did see, well, you definitely saw that we were basically quite near a DNF. I'm pretty sure it was about 2% off on the controlled electronics, and we would have just basically DNF'd out of the race, and we would have scored 0 points. So here we are in the final sector, still red all the way along, but into the second or like third final corner, massive time gain, 3/10 across the line, just about over, 3.5 nearly, and we crossed the line. But of course we are going to start second to last. So Bottas takes the pole from Verstappen and from Hamilton. So I guess we're going to see if I can try my best to get anywhere close to the points.
Here we go then, it's time to race in Mexico City, a place which gave Honda their first ever victory back in 1965. American Richie Ginther won from third on the grid. And what are the Honda-powered cars this year? Well, Red Bull have been going strong here in recent seasons, so can they keep that record going today? 17 corners then at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 10 to the right and 7 to the left, and all of them will have to be tackled in difficult, wet conditions here today. No DRS assistance either, at least not for the start of the race, but the best overtaking opportunities will still be down into turn 1 or shortly afterwards into turn 4. It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today, although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are 3 big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Perez, Carlos Sainz and Ocon, Stroll, Raikkonen, Leclerc and Antonio Giovinazzi, Ricciardo, Russell, Lando Norris and Gasly. They've taken a grid penalty. Ireland, Vettel, Nikita Mazepin and Yuki Tsunoda. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Fernando Alonso, Mick Schumacher, Red and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
So here I am lined up in P21. It would have been around P16 or so if it wasn't for the penalty, but we had to take it, not to basically DNF out of this race straight away. So it's lights out and away we go. The first part of the launch was actually quite decent. I was closing it on the cars ahead, but in the second kind of phase of the start, we're losing some time. We fall all the way back to P22 as we try and follow Latifi through and down into turn 1, down the inside of all of the cars, but we only managed to get past Schumacher. We try and kind of go around the outside of Mazepin, or kind of that down the inside of Mazepin over there, but it doesn't work. We can't get past, and we stay in P1. Here we can see the start of the race. As you can see, well, basically losing out in the second phase. We go all the way back, and as you can see, down into turn 1, Latifi just sends it down the inside of about like five cars over there, goes up to P17, and we only managed to go up to P21, basically where we started. We only overtaken Mick Schumacher, who we got down the inside. But a bit later on lap 1, we'll basically just continue on where we left off from. We get past Mazepin over there. We actually go around the outside of Latifi, Tsunoda, and our teammate over here, Callum Ilott. We are going to make the move, pull off right before the SS section over here. Are we going to make it work? Under braking, we get the inside, and we manage to power through into P17. So making quite a bad start, actually. Well, actually quite good in the end, as we get past, as you can see, Latifi, Tsunoda. We get a really good launch out of that corner over there, manage to go around the outside of our teammate over here, get a better launch out of this hairpin over here, so we get him at the braking zone over here just before the S's section over here in basically sector 2 of the track over here. As we move on to lap 2, closing in on Alonso ahead, we actually go down the inside of him and actually manage to get down the inside of Vettel over here. We do have to go around the outside, really follow through basically what we did on lap 1, and we managed to make it work. I tried going around the outside, get a better exit out of that corner, then Russell did, but it just didn't manage to work out. He kind of closed the door, but we are still up to P15 on lap 2. On lap 3, of course, there's no DRS because it is raining, and it is raining too hard for DRS to be activated. But we were getting attacked by Vettel, but here on lap 4, it is Yuki Tsunoda who we passed, retiring from the race. Some sort of mechanical problem, I'm guessing, and a virtual safety car is deployed. Not for too long though, about half a lap, which is normally what happens, I guess, at least for me, with the virtual safety cars. At least, well, at the max, a lap, if not even half a lap, and we return to green flags, racing, try to get past Russell over here, go down, actually braking a bit too late, and of course, with the virtual safety car, losing a bit of a little bit of heat in the tyres. And on lap 5 over here, we really couldn't get a good exit out of that final corner each lap, and each lap we had to actually fight for this corner. So we are trying to get re-overtake Vettel, because he did just for a little bit get ahead of us over there, but we do manage to keep this P15. But all this fighting with Vettel and Alonso just means that we are losing time to Russell and Giovinazzi ahead. As you can see, over 3 seconds back to, we are back about 3.3 seconds now to Russell over here, as Vettel goes in wide into the first corner, and we actually managed to re-overtake him over here. As you can see over here, he goes in a bit too wide. I just slip down the inside, get around the outside, then get the inside again, and manage to overtake him and get that P15 once more, and actually dropped him over there about one and a half to 2 seconds kind of in general, and we managed to actually get past him. Russell pits, so we moved up to P14, and onto lap 60 we get a really nice move past on Giovinazzi into the stadium section over here. We managed to send it past where Verstappen tried to get past Bottas in 2019, I'm pretty sure it was, where he got the puncture after, and Giovinazzi isn't giving up. He is trying to get past me once more, and over here he actually does get the inside line, but we get the kind of grip around the outside on these intermediate tyres, as on lap 18 we are closing in on the pack ahead with Gasly, Raikkonen, and I'm pretty sure it is the Ferrari of Sainz just further up the road. And are we going to be able to get past Gasly into the stadium section over here just before he kind of turns into me? But we do manage to get past. A really nice move over there. And up to P12, as you can see, well, you can't really see, but you can kind of imagine how the move looked over there. As on lap 19, it's actually apparently time for the slick tyres, so we're going to follow Raikkonen into the pits over here, and we were basically told to do a 2-stop from softs to softs, but we didn't really have any fresh softs. So I was just thinking maybe it's going to be good that I just do a one-stop on the mediums, try that until the end of the race, and maybe that will actually be the better strategy, as that basically won't mean that we have to pit one more time. And if we are basically at kind of around the pace of the soft runners, then we are basically won't have to basically pit again like they will. But as you can see, just leaving the pit lane over here, no grip on these medium tyres, and Vettel gets past us straight away. And over here, out of the final corner, like I was saying before, couldn't get a good exit, and basically weren't too fast on the straight over here, as I kind of had to focus around sector 2 and 3 as well, being kind of, well, basically not that kind of straight, it was basically just sector 1 that we were basically losing out the most, as Alonso and Gasly gets past us on the same straight, which basically shows that these mediums and my car is not suited to this track. On lap 21, we get a really near miss with Ricciardo over there, as he spun. I'm pretty sure he actually had contact with the Ferrari of, I'm pretty sure it was Sainz, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really too sure though, as I'm pretty sure I did actually see him getting past. So I'm not really sure what happened, but we nearly managed to take us and maybe Ricciardo out over there on that lap. But we do manage to get around him. But it doesn't really matter, as on lap 23 he gets past us with basically ease, as of course we've got DRS now as well. And we basically can't manage to get past lap 25. Sainz get past us. He did actually have to box, I'm pretty sure, for another set of mediums. I'm not really sure what happened. Some sort of damage maybe with Ricciardo, as I was saying. And Giovinazzi over here, ready to follow through. Is he going to manage straight away, or is he going to have to wait? Nope, he's going to get past us straight away, as we manage, struggle to get out of that final corner. We do manage to send it down the inside of him, but it's just not going to be enough. As you can see, a replay of basically what just happened. Sainz got past us, Giovinazzi got past us. We try and send it around the outside of the first corner. We do manage to get it past, but on these medium tyres, this car just did not feel good at all, especially in basically the sector 2 and sector 3. Basically where I felt the strongest in the wet is basically where I'm losing the most time to all of the cars around me now in the dry. I'm not really sure why that is. It is quite weird, but we were basically about 2 seconds, if not even 3 seconds slower than some of the soft runners, just basically in general, around a lap of the circuit, which basically isn't that good. On lap 29, the soft runners do have to make that pit stop. We move on to P11, but is it going to be enough? That 5-second gap, are they going to be able to close it within the 6-7 laps that they have until the end of the race, as we get past Giovinazzi into the stadium section over here?
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it
Move up to P10, and actually P9 when Sebastian Vettel pits. Nicholas Latifi is out of this race, pretty sure in the same place as Yuki Tsunoda before, but I might be mistaken. Maybe on the other side of the track. Some sort of another mechanical problem. But lap 31, just 2 laps after basically we got past these cars, they already have caught up to us. That 5 seconds and 2 laps, about 2.5 seconds per lap, they are already past us. Stroll gets past, Alonso gets past, but we're going to try and go down the inside of Alonso. We do manage to make it work, but it's basically just avoiding the... Basically what's going to happen, as you can see, a lap later, Alonso gets past, Ricciardo gets past. We just don't have the pace in this car to make anything work this weekend. We drop down to P12, 4 laps to go. I try and make some sort of daring move on Ricciardo over there, as he was kind of being held up by Alonso over there. Didn't make it work. Lap 34, Sebastian Vettel gets past, and Raikkonen is just behind us half a second. And we can't really recover enough ERS fast enough to actually make it work and have enough of it on the straights over here to actually keep the cars behind with the DRS. And basically the soft tyre was just fast enough. I definitely should have just done the 2-stop with the softs. Maybe I would have lost some time with that pit stop, but I definitely would have finished higher than I finished over here at the end of the race. It is going to be P14. Giovinazzi didn't actually catch us, but he did actually catch up about 3 seconds in one lap, as I was saying. Not really sure what was with my pace this lap, but once it turned to dry tyres and we went onto the slicks, I just did not have any feeling with this car. So we crossed the line in P14. Definitely could have been at least P13, 12, but I don't think points was possible this race. But still, another race down. Pretty sure about 2 more to go to the end of the season over here.
That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
So there we go, Valtteri Bottas takes the win from pole, with Verstappen coming in second and Perez in third, with us down in P40. We do get driver of the day, but there's no points for that, is there? On to the standings, still in P10 in the drivers, but basically everyone behind us kind of closed in, especially Ocon and Stroll. In the constructors, Mercedes takes the win, their 8th title sealed. We still are in P8, but I'm not, basically that's, I think, the best we can do. Maybe catch up AlphaTauri, I'm not too sure, but for now that is going to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.